In this video, I wanted to talk about how being successful in your life is really about embodying your truest, most natural, authentic self and not forcing yourself to be someone who you're not. But at the same time, being your most natural, authentic self takes a little bit of work and a little bit of effort to actually become your realist, authentic self because your society, your environment that you've been growing up in, that you've been absorbing all this conditioning from the videos you watch, the friends you hang out with, your parents, your teachers, etc., has done a really good job of covering over your true authentic desires, your true genuine energy, who you really genuinely want to be and show up as. So in this video, we're going to be talking about this weird paradox that really took me an extremely long time to figure out in my life. It was literally 8 years of just trial and error, forcing myself to work really, really hard and grind, trying to become someone, to project an image of myself, of somebody that I'm not. So for the last 8 years, I've been working on becoming a life coach. And this is a goal of mine, a dream of mine. I've been making videos for 5 years, and I've been having a coaching practice for about 4 years now. And in the beginning, it was very difficult because I had this preconceived idea that if I want to succeed financially as a coach, and just in my life in general, I thought that I had to twist and contort my natural, authentic self to become something that I'm not. So, for example, naturally, authentically, I'm not someone who does very well. Like, I'm not someone who likes to dress up all the time in like professional clothes. And I'm also not someone who works consistently on a consistent schedule. Naturally, authentically, just who I am as a person likes to kind of be loose and flowy and to leave some room for spontaneity. So in my coaching practice, in the beginning, I felt like in order to be a successful coach, I had to like force myself to adhere to a strict schedule, to wake up at 5 in the morning and do the exact same morning routine every day, and to meet my clients at the exact same time, and to have this whole prepared plan to give to my clients. And this actually ended up causing me to burn out because it takes a lot of energy and a lot of work to put on a mask to be someone who you're not. So I ended up burning out, and over time, through this long trial and error process, I was just started experimenting with this idea of like, what if I just kind of relax and not be so strict with the schedule and not be so strict with the plan, not needing to stick to the plan, but just kind of showing up to my coaching call and just relaxing. And not needing to be Adam the coach, but just being Adam the human who loves helping people naturally. Because the truth is that I already put in the work. I already read hundreds of books. I've already been meditating for thousands of hours. Because naturally I'm someone who is very curious, and I love learning new things. I'm like a sponge. Ever since I was a kid, I love to go and learn new things, and I read books, and I've been doing this ever since I was young. I'm extremely curious. And this is the work that I do that doesn't seem like work. So one thing I've learned in my vast studies is that All of us, every single individual person has a zone of genius, which is where we do work that doesn't really seem like work. So for me, what that is just absorbing massive quantities of nonfiction material just because I'm insatiably curious about life and how it works, about personal development, about meditation, and I love testing and experimenting personal development ideas on myself to see what works. So that's just my zone of genius. That's my authentic self. That's just who I am and how I am. Another, to contrast this example, my brother is someone who naturally has phenomenal, excellent ideas for creating worlds, like video game worlds or even movie worlds, amazing ideas for characters. He's great at critiquing ideas and he's good at brainstorming. And for some people, that's a lot of work to invent this entire world with flushed out characters and story arcs and good world building with civilizations, with histories and all this stuff. My brother just kind of does this naturally, but for me that's a lot of work. So I'm just saying this as a tangent to kind of contemplate for yourself, even to find your authentic self. Think to yourself, what's the work that I do that doesn't really seem like work, but because it's just so natural and easy and authentic? But we're getting ahead of ourselves a bit. In order to finish the story, I was being tense, I was being rigid, I was trying to put on a mask, thinking that in order for me to be worthy of making thousands of dollars every single month as a professional life coach, then I need to put on the show. I need to put on the act of being what I thought would be worthy of making thousands of dollars a month. Because I guess I had this belief that just being Adam, just being a super chill dude who is very unscheduled, who doesn't like, dressing up nice and, in this kind of, button-up clothes. Sometimes I do once in a while, but not for work. I love just chilling out at my house. I meditate. I eat my fruits and vegetables. I read hundreds of books, and I just have awesome advice. I understand how people's minds work, and I love sharing with people and helping them and listening to them and helping people solve their problems, helping them grow, helping them self-actualize. This is just who and how I am. But the key is that I had to just allow myself to just show up to my coaching calls, for example, and just chill out and just really loosen the strictness, the plan, really just show up and be in the moment and just be myself. Be receptive. So, for example, naturally, sometimes when I talk to my clients, sometimes I swear a lot, right? And many people would think that's unprofessional. So, for me, I'm just sharing this example from my own life to help you to kind of realize that you don't have to be something that you're not in order to be deserving of making money or to be deserving of finding love, dating. So this is another example I'll share in my life. So to finish the last story, even though I loosened my grip and I loosened, I'm not pretending to be this, professional coach person, but I'm just kind of doing my own style and being myself, I find my clients actually get much better results because they feel more safe in my presence. They feel like I'm not forcing them, to follow my plan, and they're not afraid. Some in the past, I'd have clients that were afraid of showing up because they felt so guilty because they didn't do the work that I gave them. But now since I'm being my true authentic self and I'm not, being so rigid with my clients, I find that they have like a safe space to show up, and there's actually a lot deeper unfoldings that happen within our calls, and it's actually more helpful, and they still do the work, but they do it out of their own volition. It's not like me forcing them a program. And I find, since I'm being my authentic self, I've been attracting people who are excited to work with me, because like they're excited to work with me, and they're like my ideal, perfectly aligned clients. Because I'm being my authentic self, then I'm attracting people, business wise and also relationship wise, that are aligned for me, and that I can show up on the call and relax and chill out and just be a dude and give advice authentically and just help and pour my heart as much as I can in my own way. Everything's aligning for me because I'm being my authentic self, and I'm making even better money. And here's the thing, is that it's sustainable. It's sustainable. It doesn't cause me to burn out. It doesn't cause me to burn out, to basically feel like my life is forced. Because really, zoom out. If you've spoken to hundreds of people like I have, and really dug into their soul and really asked them, like, hey, like, what do you most deeply, authentically want, like in the core of your heart? Like, what do you want your life to be genuinely? Always the answer is basically like, honestly, dude, I just want to be free to relax and be my most honest, authentic self. And I also want to know that I have the safety and the structure in place so that I'm taken care of financially. So basically, it's like I just want to relax and be free to be myself. And I want my job to be aligned with my true self, so it feels like a flow. So it feels like I don't have to put on a mask to succeed. I can just be Adam, or I can just be my honest inner child. I can just be who I actually really am, and it flows naturally, and I feel like I'm my best self as well to succeed. So this is the thing I wanted to talk about in this video, is that in order to actually get to the point in your life where you actually can be your authentic self and succeed at the same time, first of all, don't let me convince you that it's going to take all this work and you're going to have to grind and it's going to be a difficult hustle, because it's not. Okay? You don't have to grind and hustle and fight in order to relax and be authentic and natural. Okay? But there are certain things that I found that are going to assist you in embodying your fullest, most authentic self, that you don't have to like grind to implement it into your life. You can just simply try it out and test it and try to make it happen. So number one, I think diet is something that actually a lot of people don't realize blocks their authentic energy flow. And what I'm trying to say, even when we're talking about being your authentic self, what I'm saying fundamentally is like, you're trying to be a higher vibrational human, that you feel like you're in a state of love and celebration all day. So in order to be a higher energy human, there's certain body practices that are, I think, important for every single person, because we have the same biology. Number one is diet, which I've spoken about in other videos in great detail, but eating majority fresh fruits and vegetables. Don't let those dumbass carnivores try to convince you that vegetables are trying to poison you, the oxalates. That's full of shit, garbage, nonsense. Don't listen to that, okay? The human body is biologically designed to absolutely love the glucose, the sugar, and the mineral salts that comes from fruits and vegetables. We do very, very well eating majority fruits and vegetables, fresh, ideally. Steamed is good as well, but I've spoken about that in other videos, okay, so I can't go into that here. You can check out the medical medium diet. I've made hour-long videos about it. Very important. The food in your body needs to burn clean, okay? If you're eating garbage food that came out of a horse's asshole, and it's like, you know, McDonald's burgers, or you're eating like eggs and bacon for breakfast because you need your protein and you think that's how health actually works, what I'm saying is that you've been tricked. You've been lied to by culture. So this goes back to what we said in the beginning of the video. The conditioning of culture can kind of cover over your authentic self. And this goes right to even the cravings you have for food. Sorry guys, I know it's getting a little bit dark. Just bear with me here. Even the cravings that you have for food, you think that you actually want eggs and bacon for breakfast. Or you think you actually want a chocolate bar. Or you think you actually need like meat all the time, constantly. Now, meat, a little bit of meat's okay, but there's such thing as too much. So what I'm saying is, if you do the diet that I've spoken about in other videos, and I'll link, if you do it for 30 days, you'll actually find your tastes change. And you'll find you actually start to crave raw spinach or raw apples or celery juice. These are things you actually crave to eat clean when you change in the beginning. So this is what I'm saying, is that in order to embody your authentic self, what I'm saying is, it's about being natural, connecting to your naturalness, right? And this is something that is also related to meditation as well. I don't think it's possible to fully connect to your naturalness. There's a car driving up to me right now. Let's see what's happening. I don't think it's possible to fully connect to your naturalness unless you're meditating and actually sitting and grounding yourself into the present moment, and aligning your energy with the present and actually being here. Sorry, there's a park worker talking to me. So meditation is something a lot of people don't realize is very difficult to be your authentic self if you don't give yourself at least like an hour a day to really meet with yourself, to really have some space to. What I like to do is, sometimes I do practices where I focus on the breathing that I've spoken about in other videos, like meditation for beginners. Just go watch that whole video and do that practice. Also, introduction to body work is another good thing as well. So connecting to naturalness, being aligned with the flow, like Lao Tzu said, to be one with the Tao. So this is another thing about being your authentic self, is that, so diet, very important. You need to put clean fuel into the machine of the body, otherwise it kinks the energy flows and you can't be authentic. Your stomach hurts, okay, or you're full of fat and you're clogged. Number 2, meditation is like surrendering, giving up to life, really allowing life to take you, but also being present. And it's something that I've spoken about a lot in other videos that I can't really cover here. Also in my coaching as well, I give really detailed instructions for certain practices to implement into your life to really embody the results of meditation. Yeah, those are I think the 2 main things that assist you in being your authentic self, and then the rest you can kind of figure. I think another one, the last one, is life purpose and contemplating your passion and learning to kind of get clear about what makes you unique. So the reason why people can't be their authentic self is because you don't have any models or systems that you know how to even make sense of who you are and how you're different from other people, your unique strengths. So like I've been using a lot of Myers-Briggs, human design, zone of genius, top 5 strengths. These are all things I do in my one-on-one coaching, and it's stuff I'll make free videos about in the future as well. So subscribe if that's something you're interested in learning more about. These personality types, very important to know, because then you can start to, like, astrology is cool as well. You can start to see, like, how am I wired? I think know thyself, one way that I've found is very powerful to know thyself, is to study these personality type systems that I've made other videos about. I'll link them in the description, and I'll make more videos about it. All right? So that's all for today. It's getting dark. Lights running out. See you in the next video. Bye.